Good morning, y'all. Today is May 4th. The honeysuckle smells amazing back here. I'm just still kind of picking up a few things around here and taking it out to the farm. Already done chores, but I noticed one chicken acting a little off. It's one of my pearl whites here. She was really dirty and I thought she was just taking a dust bath because she moved fine with the rest of the flock, but she just kept laying down, so I took her out. She was pretty dirty, so I gave her a little bath. I don't really know what's wrong, but she's got a super poopy butt, so I don't know if that's giving her any trouble, but I mean, she looks fine from everything I can see, but she's just not walking too much. Definitely has some spunk in her though, but I gave her a bath, so she's kind of damp at the moment, but I'm just gonna let her hang out here today in the shade for a little while. And she is all set up. Now let's just hope that she starts feeling better soon. Starting to see a few bulbs come up. That's great. While I was cutting grass, I saw her getting up, moving around, eating, drinking, so that's good. It looks like she's going to the bathroom. It's just that left leg, you can see she's kind of holding it up. Hopefully she's drying off a little bit. Aren't you, girl? So we'll keep her separated for a while so the roosters aren't bugging her. She was just really dirty. I think the chickens were stepping on her and getting their dirty feet on her, which got her a little dirty, so bath cleaned her right up. But looks like she's ate and has drank a little bit, so all good to see. After all the 80-degree weather we've had, 65 feels a little chilly. Working on getting these yellow perfections in the ground. These things were really tall and lanky. That tomato plant is an easy foot in the ground, if not more. This one was getting so tall that it was actually starting to kind of curl over, so those are really tall. These are the brandywines that I planted. They finally perked up and they're looking really nice. Howdy y'all, today is May 5th. The injured chicken is still doing fine. You can see she's kind of tottering around there a little bit. She's not putting much pressure on that left leg, so I don't know what happened, but she's eating, drinking, still getting around. I had her in the barn last night, just pulled her back out so she can enjoy some fresh air. There's not much sunshine today, but at least get some grass going too. So anyways, I'm up here watering everything and moving some plants around. So I just kind of switch shelves, positions, that way everything can kind of bend a little differently toward the light, get a little different light. So everything up here is looking great. My dad's here this morning as well, and he is tilling a strip through the tall grass over there. And I'm planning on putting a bunch of sunflowers over there just for some nice little color. So that's what he's working on. So when he's finished with that, we'll go work on it. Today is just overcast and cloudy, so the plan is to get the rest of the tomatoes in the ground. So I was able to get all the San Marzano as well as the yellow perfection planted today, so that's a really good feeling. The only tomatoes I have left are the Baxter's bush cherries, which are my largest and fastest growing tomatoes, so I may get to those later tonight. And if not tonight, I think it's going to be raining for the next day, so hopefully sometime soon. Now that the grass is cut, you can really start seeing those strips where the chickens were. Just perfect dark green strips. A lot of nitrogen getting put down. The grass is loving it. Howdy y'all, today is May 6th. I just got this chicken out. She's still not really walking any better, but acting totally fine other than that. She's laying eggs every day, eating, drinking, enjoying the grass at the moment. She's eating that pretty hard. So we'll just give her some time and hope she gets to walking better. I've got about 6 more tomatoes to get in the ground today. All the Baxter's bush cherries. Those are my largest ones. This is the smallest one I have. The rest are in really large pots, so it might be kind of hard, but we'll get them in. It looks like everything's doing fine that I planted yesterday. We never did get that rain through last night or even this morning, so gonna get everything watered, kind of move things around so they're leaning a little better. But so far, all the tomatoes are looking really nice. The Brussels sprouts are perking up. They're looking nice and big. There's maybe one that's taking a little longer than the rest. See, we're getting a little bit of bug action on a few. This one looks good. This is my tiny one over there. But they are slowly coming along. And I got some nice looking onions. That wasn't too terrible. I did notice that the bamboo stick holding this tomato in place had snapped underneath the dirt. So the whole tomato plant had kind of snapped at the base a little bit. So there's a split going up the middle. But I buried it pretty deep, so hopefully it'll be all right. Sorry, noisy old tractor coming down the road. It's planting season, that's for sure. So anyways, hopefully all the others are all right. I'm a little bummed that snapped my tomato, but hopefully it'll be okay and I'll just grow some roots. I wanted to make sure that was underground, so hope get a little more stable. And I'll get it a new stick. Down to the last tomato, and this row is full and all my tomatoes are done. Yesterday when I was digging that tomato in, I got a good whiff of pig. There were definitely pigs on this property at some point. And then in another hole I found this old spike. So it would be interesting to know what was here as far as structures or anything, but as far as I can tell, pigs. Now I see a lot of four-leaf clovers out here, but this one is just gorgeous. This is a really big one right here. Beautiful. I opened up the cage so that chicken could get out and roam around a little bit if she wanted to, take a dust bath or something, and didn't see her anywhere. Then I looked around the barn, found her laying in here. It is a little cooler, and she was eating some rocks, so if she prefers it in here, that doesn't bother me at all. We're getting some weather moving in here in just a little bit, so I want to open up the beehive. The queen should be back from her mating flight and starting to lay eggs, so I should see some of that in there. There's about an 80% success rate that she will survive the mating flight, come back, and everything's good. So there's that 20% chance where, you know, maybe a bird picked her off or something happened. So fingers crossed, everything looks good when I hop in. Howdy, out today is May 7th. It was supposed to be another washout today, but clearly that's not happening. There was a storm, but it's breaking up, so we did get some rain out of it, which was nice. But yeah, looks like it's gonna be a pretty good day today. So yesterday I left you hanging on that hive inspection, mostly because the good news was I was able to comb through the entire hive before it started raining. Bad news was I didn't see any sign of a queen in there, so I instantly panicked, and that's why I didn't do any more recording. So I talked to a few beekeepers, and then wound up calling a friend who actually just gave me that hive. So got to talking with him on what I should do or should have done. Would have saved a lot of heartache just talking to a more experienced beekeeper, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to learn the hard way. So anyways, he's been really helpful, so I'm gonna head over and grab a few frames from him and pop them in the hive, or at least on top of the hive, just to make sure that hive's gonna be okay, because it looks amazing in there. They're filling up that super. There's a lot of nectar in there right now. The whole top deep is straight honey, and then the bottom deep has primarily honey, maybe 2-3 frames that are open for some egg laying to happen. So anyways, more on that later. Right now I'm just gonna whip through chores real quick. Starting to get the Cornish cross pivoting because they are pretty close to the coops here. I haven't pulled them yet, so by the time these guys get turned around, the line will be just about up to them, and then we'll have all, 2, 4, 6 in a row now. And you know, for a chicken with a bum leg, she did a pretty good job of heading all the way up the stairs and pooping on the landing. I don't know how far she made it. I'm not seeing any evidence of her all the way up, but not a fan of chicken poop everywhere. So I got 3 frames from my beekeeping friend, and there's some eggs on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and combine them with this hive and hope everything turns out all right. This hive is set now. If they need to make a new queen, they have the resources to be able to do that. If they don't need one, at least they had a little extra insurance. So anyways, I'm gonna pick up for the storm tonight and then leave this hive alone. Howdy y'all, today is May 8th. It's a little overcast today, but actually it's quite nice just to get a break from that sun. Because it's been really toasty the past few days. I'm gonna go ahead and get the chickens moved here. Probably get this coop over here mostly turned around with the corners crossed, and then slowly get everything lined back up. Also later today, I'm going to go pick up a tiny colony from another small little farm. It's about a 45-minute drive, so it's not terrible, but I'll be doing that around 7 o'clock this evening. So that'll be nice, give me a little bit more to work with as far as bees. So that makes me feel good. Because the season's still pretty early on beekeeping, and a lot of Indiana, we're just now starting to see some bees ready for sale. So since I haven't had too much luck, especially with those 2 packages of mine and my current colony, I figure why not get one more going. You guys ready to be moved? They go out of food so quick. So I'm gonna jump on them real quick and then I'll check back in. First frog I've seen of the year. He is already heading toward the garden though, ready to get into my plants. It amazes me how many frogs come hopping out of that woods. There's tons of frogs out here, way more than I ever expected. It's pretty cool, but yeah, just didn't think frogs would be out here. I know some of y'all are thinking it. That's actually a toad and not a frog. But in my vocabulary, if it looks like a frog or a toad, generic default is a frog. Chicken, I am glad you're feeling a little better, but I really don't want you dust bathing in there. I know that's the perfect spot, but you're going to tear stuff up. She is walking around a lot better. She's still hobbling pretty hard, but she can get around. These little guys are starting to get the routine down. They hear the wagon coming and they just bunched right up in that corner because they know. For the past month, I've had at least a month, maybe longer. I've had one chicken in this coop just acting a little different. Don't quite know what it is. Don't know if you guys can spot her, but I'll point her out. It's this chicken right here up front. She just is always walking around like she's lost in a daze, just a little slower than the other chickens. I don't know. She's just been acting a little weird, so hopefully she's okay, but she's been doing that for, like I said, an easy month, if not longer. But she still gets around just fine, eats, drinks, and everything. But yeah, she just acts a little strange. The chickens always get so quiet after they have food, water, and their move. They hear me pull up or they see me walking around and they just get so loud. They get excited knowing what's coming. So I'm glad that they're all taken care of. I'm surprised to see this many bees still flying around in and out of this hive. I think I'm gonna crack it open today to see if I got lucky. But I know I had laying workers in there, so I don't know. It would be a miracle though if they accepted that queen. And that day I got in there, I just didn't see her, and she hadn't started laying yet, but I don't know. It would be pretty cool if that hive wound up making it, because I basically counted them as dead. Well, y'all, this hive has me thoroughly confused. I'm still seeing some double eggs in a few cells, but also that's normal brood right there. This more popcorn looking stuff, that's drone brood, but that's worker brood. I've been looking for the queen. I can't see anything. The laying pattern's not great, but I mean, we are having a little bit of action going on in here, so I'm gonna keep trying to find this queen. I'm usually pretty good at finding them, but man, this is a really weird situation. I'm glad I got in that hive. When I was watering the tomatoes and everything up front, it almost looked like an orientation flight was going on, and it wasn't drones, so that made me slightly suspicious. Also, there's not a ton of bees in there, but there's more bees than I expected to see, being so far out without a queen, supposedly. So I didn't see a queen in there. I saw eggs. It wasn't a great laying pattern. I did see a few doubles in there, which is weird, so we do still have a laying worker issue. But it looks like there is a queen in there because I have regular brood in there, which is pretty cool. So I don't know, I mean, they must have accepted that queen. I don't really know. It's weird. So if there's a more experienced beekeeper that could take a look at it and tell me exactly, that'd be cool. But that's a drone. Okay, good. Drones can't sting you, by the way. But anyways, yeah, I just thought it was a little weird, so I'm glad I got in there and checked it out. So I am actually slightly optimistic about this hive. I got sidetracked the other day and I never did plant any sunflowers in this long line my dad tilled up. So I'm gonna start doing that. I definitely don't have enough seeds to do it all. I've got a few packs. I have some more at home, but it'll at least get me started. It was getting pretty sparse there at the end, but I did get all the packets planted. These are the 4 different types that I had. So I still have some more at home. I'll run those out and finish this last part because, like I said, it was pretty thin. I might go ahead and throw some other just perennial flowers in here, maybe annuals. All right, y'all, everything's done at the farm. Let's go ahead and pick up a little bee colony. And we have arrived. So she's not here quite yet. I was about 15 minutes early. So we're just gonna hang out here and wait to get the bees. Pickup was super quick, super simple. She's awesome. She's really sweet. But there are bees everywhere. So the screen on there, she didn't staple, she just kind of jammed it in there, and they're crawling out everywhere. So I did throw in a deep with a bunch of junky comb and honey, so I think that'll probably distract the bees enough, and hopefully they won't be up here bothering me when I'm driving. So if they get too crazy, then I'll pull over, and I have some landscape cloth. I do have my bee suit, gloves and everything, so I can get them taken care of if I need to, but I'm not too worried. I can't grab anything with these gloves. Take this off. As you can see, that screen didn't really do anything. Wow, there's a lot of heat coming out of there. I'm gonna appreciate getting out of there and getting some fresh air. There we go. So I just got them sitting on top of their hive at the moment. It's been, I don't know, 30-40 minutes. It's getting a little dark, not bad. But the bees have calmed down. They weren't really crazy to begin with anyway. They were pretty chill, so I'm going to kind of comb through this bottom here just to make sure I have the sort of frames that I want to have in there. I have some other frames to swap it out with some more honey, so yeah, we'll get them situated. There are 5 frames in here. It's basically an established hive. It's just a tiny hive. So I'm only gonna put 3 in here 5, 3 makes the 8, so it's tough choosing what frames to put in there, but I think those will be just fine. So I'm gonna crack this open and we'll start putting them in. Unfortunately, I don't have my little tripod, so I can't show you too much of the process, but I'll show you some shots. This is chock full of bees, resources. This is beautiful. Nice laying pattern, tons of bees. Very, very happy with this. I have all the frames in there now. I did see the queen, which was great. So all is good. I'm just gonna shake the rest of these bees out over the top here. I wanted to do that before it got too dark out, so that way some stragglers can find their way back. The bees are slowly starting to figure it out. The ones in the box have just started running up, and we've got some bees up top that are starting to fan out a little bit, so I think that's helping them out too. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of hang out and watch them for a little bit, make sure everyone makes it in all right. We had a straggler in the car, so gonna go put her up. Howdy y'all, today is May 9th. Looks like we've got some bees kind of orienting themselves, getting used to their new surroundings. So I'd say all's good. I'm not going to bug either of these hives for a couple more days. We'll wait till the weekend to get in. That Americana chicken that I told you guys about the other day, who hadn't been looking really good for about a month or so, she seemed even more out of it today, so I went ahead and put her in the barn with the pearl white that has the bad foot on her. She's doing better, by the way, which is good to see. Getting around, still not putting a ton of pressure on it, but she's using it better. So I don't know about that Americana. Pick her up, there's nothing much to her. She's just kind of, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. You can never fully tell from the video, but this grass is so tall out here. It is up to my knee, which is crazy to think. Getting around a little better. You won't come outside? I would think she wouldn't like walking on that gravel. I'll back up, that way you can come out. But she generally just likes hanging out in the barn instead. Get some good greens. I think she'll make a full recovery though. It's just gonna take a little time. I think it helps not having a rooster on her either, or everyone stepping all over her. So she just kind of do her own thing and relax and not move that leg too much. Take a quick gander around the farm and see what's growing. The bulbs up along the road have been coming up really good. I don't know if I'm watering weeds or perennials in my other patch that I planted by the road. Got some bulbs coming up by the barn. And yesterday I did get some sunflower seeds planted. I'm seeing a lot of strawberries coming on. Probably just be for me again this year though. I think I maybe had 5 strawberries last year. They definitely did not make it to the farmer's market. I am still shocked with this hive the other day getting into it. It's very cool. I actually had planned on having 6 hives this year. I don't know if I ever specifically said that or not. I had 2 that made it through the winter, which I was planning on splitting. However, one died out in early spring, so there went that. That was 2 hives. And then the other one I tried to split, but just was never successful at it. So I was only left with 1 there. And then the 2 packages. So splitting the 2 hives over winter would have been 4 plus 2 packages, 6 hives. But that clearly blew up as fast as I thought it. So it'd be cool if I at least have 3 nice strong hives this year though. Let's go check on Whitetail. He's been a lot more aggressive than usual. Maybe because I'm not letting him out. I don't know, and I'm coming into his territory, so he doesn't like it. I don't know. How you doing today, buddy? We'll get him a little more food and then some more water, and he's good. At least he's being good today. I did talk to the elementary school teachers, and they're ready to finish up the chick project, so I will be picking them up on Saturday, which means Whitetail's probably going to have a run of the farm again, either that or might throw them in with the plants. I don't know, at least just for the night. So we'll see, but he'll probably be running around again. Howdy y'all, today is May 10th, gorgeous day. I am currently stuck playing a graduation ceremony, so I'll be here all day. So I'm probably not going to do too much recording out at the farm, but the university does have a little farm, so I wanted to check it out and just see what was going on because I have a little bit of downtime. Doesn't look like too terribly much yet. I thought maybe I'd see some beehives or something, but looks like some small row crops. But I'm gonna walk around, check that out just to kill some time today. Got a little bit of cool stuff going on. It's just gonna be so late by the time I get to the farm today. It's a bummer. It's just awkward. Couple hour gaps, just not enough time to get out there and do anything. But tonight I do plan on setting up that coop to get the chicks tomorrow from school. I'll keep whitetail in there for a little longer today, but yeah, it'll be pretty simple because there's not a lot going on today because it'll be so late. But my parents are out there today, so thank you Mom and Dad for keeping all the animals fed and watered and all right. My dad just got out to the farm, and bad news on the Americana. She didn't make it. I'm actually at Tractor Supply right now because I know the chicks are out of food and the feed mill's closed right now. So I've got to at least get a bag from here to hold them over and then make sure I have enough chick feed for all the chicks that I'm going to be getting from the school tomorrow. So I'm going to do that and then we'll head out to the farm. Well, that trip was a bust. They don't carry organic meat bird anything there. So I wound up getting some egg layer crumbles for them. They're not quite chicks. Oh wow, there's some foxes right here. I don't know what they're doing, but that's pretty cool. Not every day you just see them chilling by the road. Anyways, so yeah, the meat birds are gonna have some layer crumbles for the weekend. The difference between meat bird and layer pellets, or just feed in general, is typically layers have fortified calcium. Meat bird stuff doesn't. Also, the protein content is quite a bit different as well. So we'll make it work for now, and then come Monday we'll pick up some more from the feed mill. Things are moving along in the garden really well. My dad replanted some beans and peas. My mom's putting down some weed cloth. We're all just slowly getting some more done on that. Also, this tall dark strip back there, that's where my dad had tilled a nice long strip and I planted sunflowers in. Well, my dad didn't realize I'd planted them, so he went and tilled them in. So hopefully we get some sunflowers coming up. I think he bought a few packs today anyway, so at least we can put that in and it'll help it out. So these are the packs my dad bought. So at least if those other ones got shredded up, at least we have these to put in. The sunflowers have been replanted. I still have a jar at home that I have yet to grab, but that'll kind of finish that out. Anyways, earlier today, because my parents were out here because I was busy all day with music stuff, the neighbors came over and I finally have a mystery answered. So several months ago there were some mysterious tracks on the farm and my chickens were out, at least one coop. So I was thinking someone came on the property, was messing around, maybe opened up a coop, grabbed a chicken, who knows. I was also thinking maybe it was the well guy because they were just checking in on things. It was about around that time when the well was done. So anyways, the neighbor said that he saw a hawk attacking my chickens, so he drove over here really quick, took care of the hawk, and I guess saved my chicken. He didn't really say if my chicken lived or not, and I didn't notice anything. I'll have to go back and watch that YouTube video to see if I mentioned anything along those lines of an injured bird, but I don't remember. So anyways, it's pretty cool to have solid neighbors that are looking after your animals when you're not around, so I do appreciate that. Thank you if you ever watch this. But yeah, sometimes those latches don't get latched all the way. They get jostled around by a chicken or who knows what, and they open up. So there's hawks everywhere out here, so it doesn't surprise me, but thankful that that wasn't any worse than what it was. It could have ended up where the hawk did some damage. So yeah, cool to have one mystery solved.